Hey, girl. David. It is beautiful. My gosh. Good morning, Sir Elston Gunn. Multiple time made man around these parts. Thank you so much for being here, sir. K Nani. Good morning. It is beautiful. Oh my God. Hey, girl, you would. This would bring you right back to life. You'd be so happy. Who's making that burping noise? Oh, that's a dude right behind me. Oh, there you are. What's up, bro? I don't have any food. I should have got some seeds or something. Damn it. I'm not supposed to feed you, though. Sharona, Jersey. Jan, good morning. Marcia Smith. Oh, wow. His feet are crazy. They're green and they're huge. Oh, dude, you have massive feet. You know what that means? Big shoes. I'm sorry, bro. I don't have any food. Oh, that's a huge fail. I'm sorry, dude. I should have had some French fries, something. I know. Oh, bummer, huh? And you thought by getting here first you were going to score, which is actually a good plan. Quite truthfully. And now they're like, if this guy gets anything, if homie gets something, we're going over there. Yeah. And look at that's his partner. It's like, you ain't getting nothing. I'm getting out of here. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry, bro. Double tap the screen if you like this, dude, and sub up. James Steele, my friend, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Can we get a million hearts and likes for Mr. Steele? Thank you so much. I really feel bad. This guy's just hanging in there. He's like, oh, come on, don't do me like that. And I'm like, no, for real. I would absolutely hook you up, bro. Your feet are so crazy. I would hook you up. You have green feet, dude. That's bitching. I'm sorry, bro. Yeah. Go get something to eat, I guess. He's like, you suck. I mean, look at that. That's just gorgeous. Look at that. And there's this ranch house we're gonna walk by too. That is stunning. But we're gonna get to business first. Such a gorgeous day. Ridiculous. Look at that, fam. Okay. All right. Sorry, bro. You can't even. What can you do? I can't. Some sunflower seeds, right? That's all you need. Anyway. Yeah, so the title of today's stream is Scientology. Is it a CIA asset? And I've thought ever since about 1990, right in that neighborhood. I already had done a couple years worth of study into the subject. And it just made perfect sense because I have found the answers are always simple. I don't have nothing, bro. Okay, so first of all, what do we know about LRH, right? He lied about absolutely everything. I mean, if the guy's mouth was moving, he was lying, okay? And everything he touched turned to crap. His own family, anything he had involvement with turned to shit, okay? And he needed massive help just to barely hang in there, okay? And there was a lot of people who helped him immensely, okay? But here's my point. I'm not talking about just little bits of help, okay? Like, first of all, he got out of the service. He got out of the service and he was basically destitute. I mean, he didn't have any money. He had nothing really on the ball. He couldn't hold on to money. It didn't matter what he made. He couldn't hold on to it. Someone got a hold of him and recognized that he was perfect for a certain thing, okay? And he was perfect. He had the work ethic, the narcissism, the imagination. He was perfect. But someone had to get to him, okay, because you don't just end up with Crowley and Jack. That doesn't happen. That doesn't happen out of the blue. Someone has to set that up, okay? What they found was he couldn't even be trusted with scumbags. Amongst scumbags, he was the scummiest of the bags, okay? I mean, he stole Jack's girl and all his boats. Still had no money. Still went broke. Lost Dianetics. How the hell do you lose that in a year? The guy's incredible. Everything he ever touched turned to shit. And nothing he ever wrote worked. Ever. Ever. But there are some things in Scientology that worked fantastic. And that's why I know he could not have had anything to do with them. And I knew this as a kid. It just didn't make any sense. You know, at 18, it didn't make any sense. Think about it. And we can prove everything that's coming up, okay? If anything he wrote worked, why would the stats be crashed for the last 20 years? Why would the stats be absolutely tanked for the last 20 years? You know, it's just going like this. You don't think they correctly used LRH's admin tech one time in the last 20 years? It doesn't work. It doesn't make any difference. Okay? Why are the orgs empty? If you're in ethics and you're delivering and you're using standard tech, okay, there's a 0% chance it doesn't work. That's what LRH would say. A 0% chance. So you're telling me 3 people is all you can get in North Hollywood, 5, 6 people is all you can get in Denver? I mean, Denver's a legit city, you know, that's actually going to be fairly nice to Scientology compared to a lot of cities. And they can't make it work. Okay? And it's only getting worse. How many times have they turned staff around? You know, once a year, once every other year. Has anyone come in and done anything that's worked? No, because the tech doesn't work. Okay? But there's also only one thing that you have to do over and over and over and over and over and over again in Scientology. Okay? And that's TRs, the training regimens. There's nothing else in all of Scientology you have to do a million times over in order to, you know, get up the bridge. I had to do TRs in the COM course, the Success Through Communication course, Ups and Downs, I think, HQS, it goes on and on and on. Hey, baby, love you. It goes on and on and on. HQS, Tech TRs course, Pro TRs course, M1, NED. And not only am I doing them over and over and over and over and over in all of these separate courses up the bridge, but they need people to twin with others that are doing it on courses above or behind you all the time. Okay? And it was one of the ways I was able to keep my stats up and sort of control my stats and stay off the crap list, you know, because if your stats are up, they let you get away with whatever, basically, you know. So they just don't look your way, you know. So that's what happened, and you know, you have to do it over and over and over and over again, but nothing else. And those of you who have been part of my family now for a couple years know I've said this many times. TRs, in my opinion, they allow you to treat people in a way you would never be willing to treat them, and they allow you to allow yourself to be treated in a way you would never allow. And over time, it sort of files your sympathy and empathy off, and you allow it to, because by this point you've also been clued in that those feelings are irrational in Scientology. Okay? So you're okay with shaving those off. Okay? And then it allows you to become like a complete maniac, like that security guy, remember, with William Good, if you recall, when he said something to the effect that, you know, your son would be alive if he weren't a bad father, something absolutely repugnant and horrible. But he said, you know, and he just kept repeating it and repeating it and repeating it and repeating it. Okay? And it's very there's a reason for this. You create, like I say, other personalities in order to accommodate the craziness that you're going to go through in Scientology. Okay? You have to go crazy, okay, to even run solo knots. You have to go crazy. You have to mock up. In other words, you have to create in your, body thetans on you. Okay? Clusters of them you're going to see as well. Drug addicted singles and clusters. And you're going to locate and you're going to communicate with them and convince them to go get a body and leave. None of those things are happening. So do you see what I'm saying? It requires, without all of those TRs over and over and over and over and over and over and over for years, I don't even think it's possible. They know they've made you go literally crazy. Okay? If you even do knots. If you spend 1 hour after reading the Wall of Fire BS handwritten notes of LRH, come on, man. There's no excuse after that. After the South Park, come on, man. So it's already crazy, and the fact that they're there is, and it all happened. MK Ultra, okay, that I studied in depth 40 years ago, and Scientology all came out at the same time. They all were created at the same time, okay, and relatively speaking, and I'm not going to go into what MK Ultra, what they do, okay, but involving children 4, 5, and 6 years old, unspeakable, unthinkable things to create many personalities that they can then command and to appear at any time to do certain things, to do what they need, and they can do it any time down the road, and it works like a champ. This is not conspiracy. It's 100% for real, and it works, and it has been done, and only those who've never looked into it don't know. Okay, it's not even something challenged. I mean, only by the most naive goofballs. But it's not a secret at all. And what I think is there's very few people. The problem with what they created on that level, even though it works quickly, within months, boom, you're good, okay? It's very difficult to find people who are willing to do what's necessary to create that. And it's just a whole to do. It's a whole. It's a to do. Okay, so how do you do it? They needed to find the other side of that. What's the other side of that coin? Okay, well, how can I control people where they not only demand I control them, but they pay me to do it? That's pretty badass. Okay, and at the same time, you create a honeypot that they pay for. Every other honeypot costs a fortune, okay? And for those of you who don't know what honeypots are, look into it. Okay, it's the number one way you control people. This is why you don't have to care who has what, money-wise. You don't have to care. They allow you to the powers that be allow you to do what they want until they pull the rug out from under you. They would never let you get to that point if you weren't compromised. So, this is all real simple crap. I'm not going to go into that. But the point is, this is really, really simple stuff, okay? There's no way that LRH had any clue how to do the things he needed to do to make Scientology work. And he already proven he can't hold on to a dollar. You could give him any amount of money, he'll burn right through it, okay? And I think they needed to hide something inside a religion, right? Where they can't be effed with. Because no one beats the government, by the way. They just allow you to do what you do until they don't. So it's like, there's... he wasn't running... if he was running from from UK authorities. If the UK wanted him, they'd have him in 1 second. You don't get away from the United Kingdom authorities by going ABC Islands. No one gives a crap. They'd sink you when you were 12 miles out. Are you kidding me? There's nothing they can't do instantly. So he wasn't avoiding anything, okay? Maybe on some local levels and stuff he was, but I'm saying he was allowed, he was funded, and he was allowed to get this thing moving. Because I promise you, I can't go start Joe Jerkoff Church in Birmingham. They will make sure that thing ain't there real soon. Like real soon. Okay? Now, how did Scientology avoid that? And I always smelled a rat with the ARC triangle. The one symbol that says you're on the inside worldwide is the triangle. Okay? The one symbol. ARC triangle, for those who don't know, in Scientology is affinity, reality, communication. Imagine a triangle with ARC, affinity, reality, communication. Their whole theory is, LRH's theory is, if you take affinity out, you can't have reality and communication. If you have affinity but no reality, if you have affinity and communication but no reality, you also won't have understanding, in other words, because the three of those equal understanding. So if one of those is missing, you do not have understanding. Okay, but it's just such a meaningless thing. How about Manny, Mo, and Jack? Without Manny, it ain't the best friend your car ever had. Or it's just a stupid thing to say. I came up with in 1992, take the T off of can't and you can. Just because I wanted a really stupid phrase to go along with that guy with too many teeth who tells you how to live. People buy all his CDs. It's no different than Scientology. That smiling doofus. You guys know what I'm talking about. But yeah, it's like he had the okay. Because he couldn't have done it by himself. He couldn't have done what he did. Otherwise, there'd be thousands of. How come there's not thousands of cults that get as big as Scientology? How come? Because they don't let you get that big. You got to be in on it. This is their deal. They let him keep the dough and all that, but you also know how it is. Anytime they want, the government could pull every property right out from under his ass in 10 minutes and prove it was all ill-begotten, blah, 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 blah. They could take everything from anyone they want at any time, bam. They let this continue. They let this go. And it proved to them how valuable these techniques were. Without laying a hand on anybody, you could absolutely control them. Okay? Without ever laying a hand on anybody, you could absolutely control them. And they would show up early to be controlled. And they would stay late willingly. Okay? That is some seriously effective stuff. Name one other part of Scientology that's remotely effective. It's all crap. Just levels of crap. Meaningless. The way to happiness is Scientology. That's just stupid things you already know. Scientology tells you, they give you the secrets on how to work everything and blah blah blah. But the truth is, you have to go through each thing to find out it doesn't work. So it takes a long time. And the generalities always hold the rest of the crap up, because it's built on some of those, right? But also it's the greatest honeypot ever. Can you imagine how much money they spent on for Epstein and for the Playboy Mansion? You know how much money it costs to do those things? And how many people are involved? What a headache that is. Scientology, the biggest honeypot ever. And people pay. They give you every last dollar they have to then give themselves up. It's insane. It's insane. Tony Robbins, exactly. So it's like there's no way LRH was anywhere near. And it's not even a matter of just smarts, okay? You have to have people okay with this the whole way. It doesn't get that far unless people with all the power in the world are okay with it, okay? Um, you know, and, people are controlled regardless of how much money they have. Look at Donald Sterling, okay? He's he owned the Clippers. One of the biggest individual property owners in all of California. I mean, the guy, his secret was never sell anything. So he just bought up every apartment building in the entire Southland. A multi-billionaire, and one of the most litigious people on earth. He's an attorney, okay? He was some lady recorded him saying, I guess, some repugnant stuff, and he but at his house where he should be free to be able to say that crap, and without even telling him it was being recorded, they released it everywhere, and then got him to sell forced him to sell his NBA team, and he didn't really even put up a fight because he knew he had to go. That's just it. There's no winning. There's just various degrees of losing. And he's smart enough to know, yeah, there's no one to fight here. I got to do what they tell me. And anyway, there's a book that just that's called Confessions of a DC Madam. Okay, it's Henry Vinson, and owned and operated the largest gay escort service ever uncovered in Washington, D.C. Okay. And in that book, he says Vinson, okay, was represented by Greta Van Susteren, who managed to convince him to undergo therapy from her Church of Scientology colleagues, who said they cleared him of engrams, but not of the up to 78 months of prison he faced on the trumped-up federal charges. Van Susteren was more interested in helping the government keep Vinson in prison and out of the limelight than seeking a minimal sentence for her client. And then it says, Scientology's L. Ron Hubbard, comma, of course, comma, was an integral part of the CIA's MK Ultra program, which used sexual blackmail in addition to drugs and psychological pressure on its targets. Without TRs, a million hours of TRs, you can't audit. You need a million hours of TRs if you want to audit for a million hours. That's just what it is. Because you have to absolutely deaden beyond repair, for those times. You create personalities. You get rid of emotions that are absolutely vital to your well-being. You legitimately become a stormtrooper or whatever they want you to do. Think about it. The nicest people ever end up going to an airport screaming at you, ha ha, squirrel, blah, 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 and acting a fool amongst professionals all over you know what I mean? Crazy crap. You think those people would have done that without all that training? There's no way. Would they have been able to do that after they were there for 2 months? Hell no. Okay? And back then, Scientology always hid that from people anyway. They didn't want you to know that there was people coming after you if you talk any crap. That was the kind of thing you found out, Um, yeah. So, um, think about how powerful it is, guys. Okay, like Anna from Canada, her son, is right now is the age I was, listening to absolutely heinous things on the daily, and think about your average 12-year-old. They're playing video games. They can't look you in the eye for 10 seconds. They got nothing. I mean, nothing. I mean, that's what those drills do. And it literally allows them, whilst before, because there's a lot of triggers that get you out of this. And luckily, as a child, it was easy for me to, it was hard, it was impossible for me to disbelieve some of them, which I probably could have allowed myself to or made myself disbelieve were I 40 when I felt that way the first time. If I, you know what I mean? Being a kid, some things were so black and white to me that some things just couldn't grab a hold of me, and hold on. I would just wriggle out of. But they still made me able to be on death's door and have nobody know. That's how strong that stuff is. So, it works on kids, it works on anybody. So that was amazing, okay? Thank you, Anna. Thank you so much. Can we get 1,000,000 hearts for Anna? Thank you. Thank you, thank you. And without having to raise a hand to you, they can get you to pay for your own demise. I mean, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay. You gotta, I give credit where it's due, and where else does LRH have anything that even takes an above average IQ to come up with? It's always, I'm not saying the stuff isn't valuable, but it's not his, and it's just common sense crap. I had a dictionary before I knew study tech, and if I wanted to know what something was, I would look in the dictionary. Not that big a deal, And then he turned it into a way to actually control you, because he didn't give a crap if you understand his nonsense. It doesn't work whether you understand it or not. That's why he has the backdoor kill switch that you're out ethics, period, or you weren't delivering it standardly. That's why it's not working, not because it's crap. You know what I'm saying? That has nothing to do with it. You don't need that kill switch, built in when it works. Okay? It was the only reason you quit a subject of study, because he knows the odds are you're going to quit soon. The only reason you're going to quit is because you don't understand it. No, I understand it, and that's why I'm quitting. Okay? It's stupid. Asinine. And things change, right? That's the stable datum that LRH never even considered, right? Is the only thing that stays the same as things change, right? So now he has so many things that don't even make sense anymore, There's just so many things that they didn't make sense then, but they sure as hell don't make sense now. Okay? The world was a different place. Now every other person you talk to is a YouTuber or a whatever. I mean, has a channel and whatever. This is how we communicate. Yeah. I think it was a genius. So, like, every cult always, when you find out, if you study any cult, there's a cult inside the cult. Okay? Just like every secret society has a secret society inside the big secret society. It's genius. It's genius. Why do they keep doing it? Because it works. It's genius. And to have proof that there's something out there so damn powerful that done in those steps enough times, it produces a result that's not what they tell you it is. It's actually not that at all, but it's what they need to control you. And yeah, I'm sorry, bro. I got nothing for you. The guy won't leave. He thinks I'm bogarting his some fries or something. Yeah. So there's no way. You have to understand. I've listened to hundreds of lectures. Okay. I've Clay demoed dozens and dozens of his theories. I've read everything in the red on white and green on white. That's all stupid. Absolutely stupid. That's my opinion. Okay? But it does create, like what you saw that security guard pull off, what you saw Tommy Davis was able to do to that English reporter and make him look nuts, right? Okay, that's TRs. Watch Full Metal Jacket. Please tell me there's any difference between bullbait, OTTR0 bullbait, and Full Metal Jacket being, your first, boot camp. It's the same thing. Those are just done direct because they only got 3 months. They got to break you off something, like now, okay? But it's all the same thing. But Scientology's way is really clever because it's shrouded and hidden in a manner of like, wow, this allows you to be there comfortably and communicate and confront anything. What they really mean is to confront your own demise. I mean, and be okay with paying for your own demise and for doubting yourself and for throwing your family away and for, you're willing to throw your family away. You throw your friends away. That's how powerful it is. It's like, I tell people, I don't watch the news. I know how powerful that programming is. Every day, someone throws away a family member or a friend because they won't repeat what they want to hear that the box told them they should be thinking or saying. It's sick. Absolutely crazy. You want to know if you're under a spell? Just ask yourself, how long has it been since you gave someone crap you thought you were on the same team with, or someone that you should protect or care for, and instead you give crap to? That only happens because you're under that spell. Otherwise, you would never do it. You would always be cool with the people who were cool with you. You would never, ever do that. So, I mean, these are all spells that people are under, okay? And when you hear the same crap every day, it does help do that. That's why Chum Lee did it every day when he was attacking every single person in the entire thing, right? And that's why Nudnik, the narcissist, also does 8 hours a day on the same crap to try to whip it, whip up any kind of thing from people who are obviously asleep and have nothing to do. Um, and you know, it's that's that's how powerful Scientology is. Those drills are. That's what allows you to be a Sea Org member. Like, if you, I would personally have people cramming TRs the moment they got there. That's what I would do if I was trying to put together a cult. Because I need people to be able to take a whooping, you know, and put up with a lot of crap and give everyone who matters to you shade for people and things for people you don't even know. You know what I'm saying? Like, if MSNBC or Fox tells you, this or that, because of that person who you think with this ridiculous parasocial nonsense, you'll actually tell your family to get bent. And there's nothing healthier than having people come together and give their opinions. If someone like CO Bilf, like, let's say I threw out 10 opinions I have, I would love to hear what he had to say regarding those opinions. And I could almost guarantee you he would probably end up changing my mind on 3 of them pretty quickly. Okay? People can give you knowledge you don't have, or knowledge, being able to see something from a direction you never would have thought to look. Okay? And that's incredibly valuable. But in a society, you also have to do, what the public needs. Like, let's say they need some lights so they can see where they're going. That, you gotta, that has to be next, right? In a cult, nothing has to make sense. They can take you off of one post, put you on another one. They can love bomb you. They can crap on you. They can give you a shade one day, shine the next. Whatever. And you just take it and go. Take it and go. It makes you immensely valuable. Where without that, you couldn't do what Scientology has done with that small amount of people. With the small amount of people, they've been able to get a lot done. But that's also because, like I say, they have the open door. Without that triangle, things ain't near as easy. And the triangle doesn't do everything for you. You still got to play ball, You still got to meet Jabba the Hutt's price on something. And if you're unwilling to do it, he's going to tell you where to cram it. Triangle or no. It is chess. It's a black and white floor. They know this, and it's up to everyone to make their money. So there's competition, and you don't win them all. And if you don't keep up your end, you also get the boot. So there's no, you still got there's still a lot to do. But he had that opportunity because he had that backing and power, and it's the only way he came up with that $1 million. It's just like, how OSA pays the supposed anti-Scientology protesters. You say you need money, and so then you can get multi-$1,000, donations from anonymous sources. Yeah, okay, because that happens nowhere, and that's how you get paid, right? Other people give you $35, $100, but and it's always for something that's just complete nonsense anyway. But anyhow, so yeah, that's the way I look at it, and I've always seen it since I'm 20 years old, 18 years old, right in there. There is nothing else that I've ever seen anyone in Scientology use. I mean, I've I'm not saying like okay, okay, be quiet when someone's hurt. I'm not talking about simple little stuff like that. I'm saying, like, how come there's nothing else in Scientology they make you do over and 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 over? And like I said, it feeds the same master, but a lot of different meals. It's also one of the smartest things I've ever heard when it comes to honeypots. I don't think there's another honeypot that's ever been devised that not only didn't cost any money, you make money. It's fantastic. Be quiet, bro. I'm broadcasting. So that's my theory, and that's also why I believe it's still going. I mean, you know, and it doesn't hurt to have people like, what's her name, the biggest the biggest contributor to Scientology, that lady and her husband. They gave DeSantis $1 million while he was running. You think that helps? I bet you it does. So, you know, they're doing what they need to do to stay up. Problem is, you can't recruit. They actually let the PR. It ate them up. It overwhelmed and ate them up, and the system is broken. It's irreparable, because they're having to get rid of people because of those ideal orgs. They're having to get rid of people, treat them so poorly that they end up leaving because they know they're not at fault. When they find out other ideal orgs are all empty too, are you going to let yourself keep getting beat down? Hell no, you're out. You are out. Okay? You're not martyring for nothing. Okay? And so they're losing people way faster than they can recruit them. And, you know, if you lose someone that was there for 5-6 years, let alone 10, 15, 20, the absolute truth is you're of very little value to the Sea Org outside of physical labor for a couple years. You're just not really worth much because you don't understand what the hell's going on regarding anything. And if you're only studying 2.5 hours a day, and you're lucky to get that because they'll pull you off of that for anything. If a wall needs painting, they're going to pull you off a study. And at 2.5 hours a day, it takes you 1,000 years to get through the bridge anyhow. Why did Scientology never bring out chocolate Xenus? Farrell, man, I miss my baby. Sharona's in the house. Yeah, quack quack. Oh yeah, James Steele, Adam Carmona, and Cole Bill, or Seal Bill, were in the same chat. It's a good time. That's funny. That's truth right there. He sounds like Cubert. He's pretty pissed. He's like, "Where's the money? Where's the food?" Yeah, Sharona, 100%. That's why I'm black-pilled with politics, because quite literally, it's pro wrestling to me. That's just my opinion, guys. I'm totally cool with anyone doing what they do. I don't care. I'm just giving you my opinion. On a local level, okay, on a city with less than a 500,000 people, maybe there's things you can influence and do, but in big cities, forget about it. And anything national, everyone is completely beholden. So, you know, they tried to make us believe, if you didn't know better, that Trump and the Clintons dislike each other. There had to be 10,000 pictures before Trump became president in 16. There had to be 10,000 pictures of Trump with Hillary or Bill smiling and hugging at hundreds of events over a decade or two, 3 decades. Hundreds of pictures, hundreds and hundreds of pictures. Best friends. And then just like wrestling, tomorrow you're the heel. Oh, okay. So anyway, that's just my opinion, okay? That's how I view it. That's why I don't, To me, it's just the purpose of it is to get you to waste time. It's like how OSA gets us to talk about distended idiots, versus anti-Scientology. As long as we're, not talking about anti-Scientology, OSA's done its job. And so it's the same thing. It's their fault. Their fault. They're all members of the same societies that aren't going to let you or me ever join. Just know that. And none of that's conspiracy. I mean, none of it. Their meetings every year with the head of everything and of every country on the entire planet. They won't tell you one thing that they had to say regarding anything. If it was in our benefit, they sure as hell would be promoting it. But as you can see, FOIA requests now consist of nothing but black ink. Okay. So, it's just ridiculous. Oh, wow. A girl wrote, every cult will break sympathy and empathy and love, isolate and break our humanity. That's heavy. That's absolutely true. My beautiful baby says, the cognitive dissonance of a Scientologist is unreal. It's absolutely amazing. And that just shows you how powerful that is. They get you so accustomed and used to things that things being wrong, right? Like everyone, to get up the bridge, you have to attest to gains you didn't have, or you couldn't move up. So it becomes normal. Doesn't seem weird at all. And after you've been doing that for years and years and years, and making up the entire process, well, how big of a stretch is it to make up the gains? And then you're just purposely not telling anybody what's really happening because they would melt. If I let you know any of the amazing thoughts, okay, all-powerful thoughts that I had, you would turn into marshmallow fluff. And you know how sticky that is. James said, it's raw emotion that made me love him. There is truth in that emotion. Oh my God, thank you so much, James. That's so awesome. Thank you. Yeah. Anna says, when Eric said as a child, he said he was talking to people who had tested to clear but couldn't remember where they parked their car. That stuck with me. Exactly. My mom would tell us what to get at the market. My dad and I would go, he would take me, to the market. And then he'd be like, what do we need to get? I'm like, she just told you 7 minutes ago. Well, I know it was avocados. No, it was milk and da 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 da. I'm like, people can't remember anything. My mom couldn't see 2 feet in front of her. OT. My sister couldn't see nothing. You're not supposed to need glasses when you're clear, let alone OT7. What are you kidding? And that's why, like I said, why would John Travolta care about going up the bridge anyway? Why would he care? His wife was OT8 and died of cancer. His best friend from, what's her face from Cheers? She's OT8. She died of cancer. Every OT8 dies of cancer. So what's the game? He lost his son, and they would make him believe, literally, that his son pulled that in. His son was such an awful soul, 1, 2, 50, 100, a million lifetimes ago, that he deserved what he got this lifetime. And he was handicapped, so he couldn't hurt others. That's what John Travolta had to believe if he believed Scientology. I think he's washed his hands of getting up any further anyway. I don't think he cares. I think it's nice to have the power of that cult behind you. I think it's I think they get very used to that treatment. Like, you always hear celebrities talk about it, how you get treated as a celebrity. That ain't nothing compared to a cult, okay? And I'm sure he likes getting his ass lathered up. And why run? There's nowhere to run. There's nowhere to hide. There's nothing to do. Why fight? Just stay where you're at. And you guys all know who Tom Cruise is, and you guys know who COB is, okay? And you know for a fact both of those men, if you know them at all, you know they would eat a pound of donkey crap every single day if they thought they could get these powers. No problem. Nothing would stop them from doing it. Nothing. They've been stalled on the bridge for 20 years. Ever since Tom Cruise said, after he got the big Domino's pizza plate from COB, and he goes, you guys ready? You want to clear up the planet? You want blah, 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 let's go. He never went back on course. And my theory, and by the way, I've been scarily correct with all of my thoughts regarding anything to do with any of this crap. I really, I think it's all going to come back eventually to where they can control the narrative. The one chance they have right now, the only way they can explain away, the only way L. Ron Hubbard will allow you to explain away multiple L's, I'm talking about all those ideal orgs that are empty, is to say, we can't trust these people to deliver standard tech. There's so much out ethics on the line, yada, yada, yada. So we're pulling it all back to the home of standard tech, where we can guarantee you get the business. And then they can point to, Kansas City and Austin and go, look, they're doing okay. So, what's North Hollywood's excuse? What is, and because, again, if you're not out ethics and you're you're doing exactly what LRH told you to do, there is no chance, zero, that it doesn't work. Okay? So, understand that. So the only excuse they have now is no one's delivering standard tech. Bring it all back to Florida. Buy up the rest of the town. Buy up another 20% of the town where you're just literally invincible. A mile of the Fort Harrison, you know, and always make themselves look like they're killing it. Even if they were down to 500 Sea Org members, they could always make it look like they were killing it. Okay. But otherwise, like I said, the ideal orgs are now incredibly damaging. Incredibly damaging. You know. And there's no excuse. There's no excuse. None. That'll work. So the only way he can hold on to this crap, and while, because it's going to go dormant, I'm telling you, it's going to go dormant in America. It's going to go dormant. It's going to be next to nothing. Okay, there'll always be, 100 students. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing you can do about that. But it's going to basically be dormant. And then, and you can make people believe anything you want. Nancy Cartwright, she's going to think the place is killing it. Wow, you own all of Clearwater. You guys are killing it. She'll believe whatever they tell her. And, but it's going to basically go dormant. And they're going to have to redo all the text. They're going to have to redo all the lectures, okay, with someone new. Take a 20-year-old who does nothing but sit-ups, let them deliver it all, right? That, and revamp it all that way. Take out any mentions of italics, you know what I mean? And then fly it up the pole again, and it'll probably work pretty well for a short period, But they're gonna have to take their foot off the gas for 20 years. If I were them, I would sell every last property they had outside of Copenhagen and St. Hill. Everything else I'd let go. Everything in Hollywood I'd let go. Now's the best price they're ever gonna get. Hollywood, L.A. goes down the tubes. It's gonna take another 100 years for them to make what they could make today. And I would dump Pack in a heartbeat, because that's an absolute incredible moneymaker. And then, like I said, they could turn that into a hell of a lot more in Florida than they can in LA. And their reputation is just can't be worse in LA. They just can't. I mean, they're almost laughing stock of the 31 biggest religions that are available in America. If you recall, only the Church of Satan was 31st. Scientology was 30. So their PR is in the toilet, man. And at some point, you actually do yourself a disservice by still being loud. Once your PR gets to that level, you need to shut up and just, however long it takes. If it takes 10 years, 20 years, like I said, just like The Secret, every 30 years they unleash that thing and it crushes again for a minute, until people figure out how stupid it is. But Anna said, I think Eric seeing black and white as a child saved him. He could see the lies. Yeah, it's like, how as a kid you just go to whatever, but then you're stewing on that for a week. That doesn't happen to me as an adult. I can just discard it. But as a kid, I would go, like I said, when people would be lowbrow, and belittling and crappy to those with less, which is what Scientology does. I always hated that. And I was like, why do I want to be? These guys have done 20 years worth of training so that they could just be crappy. Like, what? To the only people that matter? You know? And they would just hide behind that only a tiger survives BS as they're kicking your ass. You know, they forget a tiger. Look, a tiger also can attack back. Look what happened to Roy. Sometimes a tiger don't feel like playing. I heard a bunch of geese, Anna, fly by my pad yesterday night. I mean, and it's, I knew the same thing when I lived in Reseda. There's a billion geese that come from Toronto to Reseda. They're the craziest birds on earth. They need to go somewhere else because Reseda sucks. But in comparison, I mean, what the, go to Laguna. Anyway, and they take over a couple parks there. You cannot walk through them. It's like there's 1 million geese. You can't walk. It's just, and so you'd hear them flying overhead, hundreds of them, just quacking their brains out. It's amazing how far. Why do you never see geese in the desert? I mean, they have to fly the hell. How do you get here? You have to fly. You never see them in the desert. Do they? I guess they just fly all the way over the desert. They're like, we're not stopping. I don't know. Oh yeah, I was chased by geese. They when I was a kid, they tore my tough skins. Free volume. Oh, they don't fly away at me again? They just stay here? Canadian Air Force. Good morning, Lauren. Nice to see you. Many people who would confront the protesters that were sent to close doors were wearing black turtlenecks. Yeah, black turtlenecks. What's up with that? I want to find that sweater that COB wears and standing tall. That thing's awesome. Belinda, we know that Osa is here. I don't get why these words aren't sinking in and they don't blow. It just takes time. Like I said, no one's in a. There's. You are always the biggest hurdle. It's never. It's you. It's yourself. That's always the biggest hurdle. Okay, and especially with the unknown. It destroys your impulses. You know. And it's exhausting to be in fight or flight all the time. And you know, there's never a good day to clean the garage, let alone blow the Sea Org. I mean, it's just like, oh, okay, tomorrow I'll do it. You know, I'm so exhausted. It's, you know, they keep you so run down. You know. Like a CO Bill. How come they never invite the Church of Satan to participate in their fake ecumenical groups? That's so funny. I bet you they laugh at their PR. They're like, ha ha, Church of Satan has bad PR. Yeah, their reputation ain't that good in Clearwater. What's up, Canarster? A girl says the number of people fighting abuse who abuse survivors, yeah, shakes and triggers me. Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. Good SP said to Anna, I was out there with Becky in 2024 from February till December. She didn't do anything wrong to anyone. The needle thing was all a lie. I was there. I never heard a word. Yeah. 100% BS. If you strike me down, I shall become more powerful than you could possibly imagine. PBG. Nice to see you. And yep, Eric is right the entire time. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Anna. She says, I love the way Eric talks about Cheryl so sweetly. Warms my heart. I am very lucky to have been married to a good man for 17 years. My hubby still speaks sweetly to me. That's great. I love hearing that. Thank you. Yeah, I love my baby. And I will be with her very soon. And you guys are in for one hell of the next couple months. It's going to blow your heads off. You guys are going to be, our family is going to be blown away. I'm telling you. This is big. Already done. So just hold on. Clear glasses. That's probably it, James. That's so funny. Yeah, clear glasses. I can see. Yeah. Remember that time Hillary Jackson Daly helps some guy try to overthrow the king of Morocco? He's such an idiot. He was perfect. He was the perfect foible. They needed someone with a work ethic second to none, OCD from hell, with a great imagination, and a total narcissist without an absolute speck of humility. And, man, they got him. Hey, dude. Oh yeah, this is Las Vegas. And this right here is what a girl wants to see. I mean, it is beautiful. It is absolutely goofy beautiful. We're gonna take a walk around. Oh, I love Memphis. Good eating. All right, James. Going to leave you with this: the new reality show, America's Next Top Proctologist. You only advance to the next round if you get 2 thumbs up. Anuj, how you doing? Yeah. It's all good. Like I said, we're separated like we should be. Now you got the pro Scientologists, you know, more power to them. They have every right to be that. And then you got the anti Scientologists, and you know, pretty simple. Help who you want. Yeah, Anna is awesome. Yeah, I mean, obviously, but I don't care now. Like, they can run any grifts they want because the people giving them money would never be giving us any money. So who cares? Who cares? If they can grift their people for thousands of dollars for bullshit, great, go ahead. You know, I need 5,000 for a van that I already raised 1,000 for, and then had a $400 lunch instead of doing anything. And then also, why wouldn't you just take 2,000? Because her van is worth $300 tops. Okay, it's an absolute train wreck. There's nothing salvageable on that thing. You could buy another piece of shit van for $2,000 that only needs $500 worth of work. But no, let's fix up the one that is totally beyond belief. Huh? But again, why do I don't care? I hope she gets 40,000 a month. What do I don't give a shit? Okay, has nothing to do with me. I'm an anti-Scientology protester. Okay. If you work with Chum Lee for 2 years and co-sign everything he did, never once speak up when he is literally crapping on and fighting every anti-Scientology protester there is and survivor and lying about them all, and you never once speak up on any of their behalves or in their defense, from your best friends to people who you know are legit. Sir Crepitus, everyone knew, he was an OG from '07. Okay, did she care that he's called Sir Corruptus for a year and a half? She sold her entire reputation on that needle thing and thinks we forgot somehow. Okay. Like I said, if you're okay with someone platforming and promoting OSA's hate sites like Nora the Narcissist did, I got no need for you. If you're okay with that person, I got no need for you. Not that you have to justify that to speak to someone. If it was my brother and he did something horrible, would I still talk? Of course, exceptions exist, and those fucking exceptions prove the rule. Okay, but you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. And then I also put in a comment the other day, only the shit we receive for stuff we didn't even do, like Aaron getting crap for this map, right, that he never used. And he actually responded to that stupidity with a post that I actually have a picture of. I could put up on my own right now. And responded to it, and that was erased because it made it clear that he never used the stupid thing. So the whole basis of everything is baseless and fraudulent. None of us even have any use for the fucking thing, and there's nothing on there I can't get in 1 second. It's just, and that's not to belittle it. If you bring us something, okay, that we don't need, never asked for, and then demand to be thanked, you know, and forget, people keep forgetting something else. Journey was working with Chum Lee for the longest time until he told her to eat shit along with the other pieces of crap. Haggis and the rest of them total pieces of crap that all worked for DOA and want you to forget now. They all want you to forget. You know, Two-Faced T. Remember when she was like, oh, I didn't know anything about, oh my God, really? And the very next morning, you know, she's a mod for Chum Lee and actually admits to speaking on the phone with him for hours, but acted like she had no idea about anything. She knew damn well. And then she participated in attacking Aaron in a bogus nonsense with the counter, buying subs, which she knew was all bullshit, and never even put up something saying, by the way, I found out that was BS, please, or took it down. No. She thought, all the people that thought they were going to be part of this Portland posers, and it didn't work out for them because they couldn't kill us, they're all stuck now with no place to go. Well, we don't give a shit either. You understand? We don't give a shit. Okay? And I'm happy to say it. Happy to say it. Okay? And keep fighting. If you guys were even remotely legit ever at any time, you would keep fighting Scientology. Or you would start fighting it, rather, with something that mattered, by doing something that mattered. But no, you'll just keep attacking us. So go join the other side who does nothing but attack us. And so I actually asked, I go, hey, these people who attack us for stuff we didn't even do, never directly attack the other people. Never directly attack the people that attack us, the pro-Scientologists that attack us. They never directly attack those people. So I said, if you don't want to help us anymore, that's fine. Don't. That's perfectly okay. That's your right. Great. Have a great day. And I mean it. If you want to continue to support, can you at least treat us as nice as you do the people as you do the people who attack us? Because you never directly give them any crap. So can you please just do that with us? Can you give us that? It'd be nice. Yeah, but see, the thing is, Lauren, fighting back is something that you do. When people, what happens is people, we ignore 80%, 85, 90% of the crap that's said about us. And then when we respond to that 10%, some people are so incredibly rude and short-sighted that they'll actually tell us, they'll try to get us to believe that us saying something back, not the everyday them shitting on us. They never talk to them about that. No, not directly, never, no, because it would be a waste of time. Why would I? But they'll shit on us when we actually answer. You gotta understand, we came from a high control group, okay, that didn't allow you to fight, ever. And now those assholes acting like our friends now want us not to fight. But do they fight for us? F no. They demand that we thank them for shit we didn't ask for and have literally no need for at all. And that's the last you're gonna hear about that bullshit. But yeah, those, I'm talking about the people that, I wanted to make this point clear. All you assholes who were working with Chum, who turned your back on us and were happy to help him when he was attacking every last one of us, can go kiss my ass. Okay? Literally. F you. Up and down the block. Well, now we're, no. You went to that side and then he kicked you out. Because you are worthless. That's why you find yourself where you do. You know? And I always have said this. I never change my view, okay? From when I told you guys this 5 times. I literally blame Laura Failmore more than I do Chum Lee. Because Chum Lee was at least, in my opinion, doing what his job is. To go destroy and chaos and divide and shit on. And develop chaos that then gets you get paid by psychopaths and people who do not want those who are doing whatever they're doing to keep doing it. At least that was his job. She literally sold out. Because if you guys forget, I don't. Chum Lee was losing. It was almost all over for him. The pressure, the clapback was huge when he went after Secrepitus and Becky. He thought it was going to be easy. It wasn't, because it was all BS and we all knew it. Okay? And then I went out and said it. And, you know, so you can't be with someone and sign off on all that and know about it all. And you can't, and you know, and then never address it. All she said was, I need more self-care. I gotta treat myself better. Get out of here with your crap. And again, I don't care about her. She's meaningless. She has no meaning whatsoever. To me, for me. I would never do anything with her. Most bogus person I've ever known. I mean, just unbelievable. And then right below her, I would put Nora the narcissist, and then Liz Fail, you know, and the rest of them. And they're all pro-Scientologists to me because they're all fine with Nora platforming and promoting OSA's own hate sites. I'm sorry, that doesn't work for me. And people who do not have a line ever that matters to them, I don't even want to hear from. I'd rather hear you have a stupid line in the sand than none. Those are idiots, okay? And that's just my line in the sand. That's mine, okay? Anyone who's okay with OSA ain't cool with me. You got to be kidding me. If you had any idea what I came from and what I went through, you wouldn't even think of it. So, you know, and that's just disgusting. Now, do you have the right to sell your soul and to sell your credibility down the toilet? Sure, absolutely. But, you know, you think we're so stupid we don't see the difference? We don't know. We're just going to forget. Okay? We see how it works. When I was 100% on her side, you know, like in my mind, you know. Remember when she melted down at La Poubelle, right? Because she has a horrible drinking problem that she admits to. And then she did a stream on when she cost Mindy her pass to the private club, the Magician's Club, Magic Castle, because she was drunk off her ass. And again, she's like, I need to address this. It's been my bane for years and years. But did she do anything? No. But a hell of a lot of drinking. She still owes her freedom, I think, to Dan Walk's LA for saving her on his stream, where he shut her stream down and somehow got her home because she was out of her mind, and she obviously drove there and was going to drive home. So, but I don't care. I don't care. And by the way, I protested. I don't like people who have to yell and scream at the top of their lungs like a maniac to people who didn't do anything to them. I'm not big on that. That's a hate group. That's not protesting. Okay? I can get my ideas across to you without ever raising my voice. Okay? You know, screaming at people at 3 in the morning is just not protesting to me. It's just ridiculous. But granted, I have the right to my opinion. That's my opinion. You know, and at 57, my opinion is going to be different than it would have been at 37, you know. But I'm not judging kids. She's 40 years old, for F's sake, you know. She knows exactly what she did and what she's doing. But again, I don't care because she's not reaching any of my people. So it doesn't make any difference to me. You know. Um, PBG, why do you think I'm always lost? LOL, I refuse to watch them, and those I do support rarely respond. This group is the only place I feel comfortable chatting more than high and by. Well, I love having you here. And Marissa, she also immediately stood up for me when the bullshit narratives were being by chums worker bees were being pushed, and the sycophants who all wanted to build their brand, and they all failed miserably, and they're now all history. But again, what I do, it makes no difference whatsoever about any of the LA protesters. Okay, I love Jessica and I love Good, and that's it. That's me personally. Count me out. Those are two people that I love, and out of that, I'm good. If I'm missing someone, you know, then let me know. Good SP, another good person. Becky, you know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about the people who are protesting. And Becky, by the way, was always 100% honest. She always said, I'm not a Scientology protester. I don't even know what the fuck it is when she got there. She's just like, I'm willing to help you guys because I've been helping people my whole life. It's what I do. And if they're abusing kids and the elderly, I'm in. What can I do? Like, she's just a great person. She wasn't like, here comes, the Scientology protest, because Chum was trying to, it was like, she doesn't even talk about auditing and stuff. And Becky's like, I don't even know what it is. Like, what you idiot? But then again, like I said, that stuff's all so far in the past. Who cares? It's all meaningless because Chum has no juice anymore. He's literally meaningless. He's meaningless. He's got the losers only anklet on for months and months and months and months. He's absolutely worthless on every level to anyone. It's meaningless. He's down to what? Garbanzo, the dick pic guy. I mean, these are his, Are you kidding me? Even Ashley told him to get bent. I mean, it's awesome. Awesome. So, yeah, the cuck in a truck means nothing to anybody at this point. So all we're going to do is protest Scientology, okay? We're going to protest the hell out of it. And I don't care what those people do. I don't care what they say. Who cares? This was all because a new batch of people who I supported desperately have shit on me for things I didn't even do. Just like Aaron's getting shit on for something he didn't even do. Absolutely fraudulent and baseless nonsense, okay? And I don't care. I'm over it. Go F yourself. I don't care. Don't come back. Oh no. And then once they know they're wrong, they turn it into the victim Olympics. So it just keeps staying about them. This is about us. This is about actual people who went through hell and are fighting it. Okay? That's what this is about. Make a pro Scientology site, and then you're perfect. Okay? Then it all makes perfect sense. All the Portland people can do it. Except for Dee Dee. She's awesome. But anyway, like I said, I'm just giving you my opinions, all right? And I speak without, you get my off the cuff, you know what I mean? People who haven't spoken for, hundreds and hundreds of hours off the cuff don't realize at times, I'll look back on stuff and go, I wish I would have said this way or that or the other. So don't judge me on that shit either. I'm just letting it out so you guys can see it, all right? And that's something I promised I would do, and that's what I continue to do. Okay. Yeah. PBG, exactly. Yeah. And by the way, no one tries that hard to convince people right after they're made fun of for it that they're not actually isolated, alone, and absolutely going batshit because of it. But, you know, those who are go real hard in the paint trying to make you believe that that's not the case. Okay. Oh yeah, the victimhood is amazing. Once you catch these guys on anything where it's a lie, some BS, then it becomes they just pivot. Well, you don't know the 38 things that I'm dealing with. Who the fuck asked? Are you here to help us? Well, am I supposed to go to Jerry's kids and be like, you guys got to hear what happened to me today? What the fuck is wrong with you? Go do that somewhere else. It's ridiculous. We're all the same. No, we're not. That's why they're called Jerry's kids, you idiot. We're not all the same. We're here for a certain purpose and because of what we went through, okay? And those of us playing our cards right and who care about this act a certain way. Everyone else acts another way, okay? So, you know, I've taken the time to get rid of 600 people, 600 people that can't say anything in my chat. That's why it's such a brilliant, nice place to hang. I don't play games with these idiots, and I ain't for sale. So I appreciate everything that you guys do for me, and I'm very, very proud of it. You know. Yeah, the problem is though, again, is they have the problem is they don't have any content. So, you know, Nudnik the narcissist just does the same program every day. I mean, she's already been down to it the last couple of weeks. It's all, you know, transcripts, chats. I mean, there's nothing left. When you're down to transcripts and chats, you're so freaking boring. Okay, and then you're gonna say the same thing every day. And she's so stupid that she actually does 4 or 5 hour streams. She's so stupid. And you know, I'm not gonna keep telling her how to make the thing better. You know, she's just so stupid. I'm really grateful she does that. She's just, it's so dumb. So people get bored. I mean, I'm talking about the 35 and 40 IQ people. You know, those that are not bots are legitimately bored. They're just bored. Tune in tomorrow where I say the exact same shit about the exact same person. You know, and then is the most dangerous person in the history of mankind, and she'll keep lying about all the self-confessed crap and all that. You know, she's a self-confessed OSA person by the same exact thoughts process. You know, and what she told Marilyn, guess what? You support OSA, you are OSA. So, you know, all her bullshit is used right back on her. And then after we bust her, she just goes Darvoing her ass off. So she's an absolute nudnik of the highest order and very boring. And so, you know, what now? What can you do? What else can you possibly do? You know, we'll laugh at her when the court case is over. And then what's she gonna do then? Read the transcripts from that? I mean, you know, the writing's on the wall. There's not much left. There's just not much left to do. And it's super boring. And that's just not worth anything. And, you know, like I say, her getting a mention from us here and there, like I said, she probably won't hear anything again until we laugh at her on the court date. But then again, it's just there's nothing to do. There's just nowhere to go. She has no value for OSA. If she can't keep us involved and keep us from protesting, she has no value because she can't change your guys' views anymore. She has no ability to do that. None. She's now at the point, and OSA knows that. She's at the point where the maniacs and idiots, don't mean shit. And they don't give any money. OSA has to supply the dough. All the dough comes from them in these anonymous donations. For $2,000 and $500. Because that happens never. So yeah, there's just no value there anymore. None. They'll never stop. There'll be new people, and I'm sure there's people that are implanted right now who will, be the next ones to come unglued. Number 91, I can't believe it. Whatever. And then that person can get people going into the same crap. But you have to have some credibility, and there's just none left. When Nora the narcissist is now taking money from the very same person, the very same people that she said tortured her for years and was crying uncontrollably and begging to raise $50,000 to put a stop to this in the name of everyone who's ever been messed with and blah, blah, blah. When of course all she does is attack relentlessly. That's all she does. And by her own definition, she was never attacked. People were just saying what they thought were the facts about her. And facts don't care about your feelings, blah, blah, blah. So she now takes money from those people. From the same people. That's zero morals. None. Zero. For hire, just no ethics, no morals, nothing. So good people are never going to care what the hell she has to say. And I guarantee you 9 out of 10 responses, you click on them and they're no comments, no content, no nothing, all BS sock accounts, all nonsense. It'll never be by someone you know. It's always BS comments. Yeah. So there's just no value. The good people are never going to be changed by that idiot, no matter how many programs, 8-hour programs she does. No one cares. And she's just worthless. She can't move the needle. And the rest of them are absolutely worthless. So yeah, there's going to be they're going to do what they do. They're going to actually try to get real jobs, and they're going to fail at that because they've pissed people off to the point now where no one will ever allow them to have a real life. They've effed it up way too much, way too far. But that's what they're going to have to attempt to do at some point, because there's just no money in this at some point. I mean, OSA will continue to try to make it look like there's people that support them, but they have no support at all. It's all bogus, completely bogus. None of the numbers add up at all. Zero. There's never been a case in the history of man where you have 700 people, 600 people in chat for 4 or 5 hours and have 3,000 views. It's never happened in the history of the internet. Totally bogus nonsense. Just like all the comments. And again, they can do that very easily with anybody. It's really easy to do. It takes very little time, costs next to nothing. It's a very simple plan, and it's extremely effective if people are stupid. But we now know what it is, okay? And so at this point, it doesn't make any difference, what they have to say, because it's going to be the exact same thing they just said. The exact same thing. You know, so yeah, it just doesn't make a bit difference anymore. That's why, like I said, we'll ignore them. The new cat, we'll make fun of them here and there when we feel like it, and then the rest of the idiots will come out in the woodwork too, because they'll be the ones. You know how you know who the scumbags are? The ones who tell you you really need to remain friends with the scumbags. It doesn't get any easier to figure out. Just like the people who have proven they have no fucking worth are the ones who are going to tell you, no one can tell you you have no worth. Bullshit. And what did Liz Fail say? Worth is not something earned. That's the funniest thing ever. Look at this. No, that suit will never actually come to a courtroom. I mean, I pray it does. It'll be the funniest thing ever. Because that thing's locked up tight, watertight. Everyone knows what she told everybody last time she was in at Flag, when she came to Clearwater. Everyone knows. It'll be the funniest thing that ever happened. I pray that goes to court, but there's no way. They'll just act like it, and then at the end be like, "Oh, we filled it out wrong, or something happened," and there'll be some kind of bullshit reason, and it'll never go anywhere. We're gonna go to the this ranch that's right up the street. I mean, it's in the same park, but it looks really neat. I want to check that out.
Turn left onto Road.
Okay. It is beautiful. My God, it's gorgeous. I want a ranch. I want a ranch. Chat, can you buy me a ranch so that Cheryl and I can live on? Oh, dude, that's as far as it goes. Okay. Wow. Okay. And there's a bunch of hiking trails. Ranch dressing. Can you get me some ranch dressing? Okay, we're going over to the ranch. Horses are not permitted on lawns. Get off of my lawn. Okay. Man, this park is pretty. And there's peacocks too, running around. This is sweet. If I was a goose, I'd live here. All right. Let's do this. Oh man, it's so nice. Air is super crisp. And not in that 420 way, but just actually crisp for real. Look at this. This is sweet. Tool Springs Ranch. Or Tule, I don't know. Hi, geese. Yeah, that's the thing, Belinda. It's just so much to see here that's not deserty. Yeah, Sophie is cool. I haven't seen her forever. I was fighting her along with every other person that's ever been actual anti-Scientology. We all knew all those idiots that betrayed us, all those treasonous pieces of crap screaming now. We knew what was going to happen to them once he had no need for them. But it's all good. Who cares? Absolutely meaningless. F you. Those guys can get pissy too, these peacocks. Hi, peacock dude. Man, what does it say about this place? Historic area. The availability of fresh spring water from the Tule Springs made the site ideal for development. Native American used the springs during seasonal trips through the area. Around 1904, the population of Las Vegas began to grow. With the impending arrival of railroads, and Tule Springs became a watering stop on the stage route to the Bullfrog mining camps to the northwest. In 1906, the Las Vegas and Tonopah Railroad bypassed Tule Springs 1 mile to the west, halting development of the site. Getting amazingly bored. All right, we'll move on. Oh, they're having some water. This is where they drink. I like that duster on their head. Look at this, hey girl. It's actually really warm. It's probably like 70 degrees. 71 too. We need a ranch house. My baby and I can sit out here and get toasty after a hard day of, or an easy day of protesting. That's how you do it. Cool. Man, it is crazy pretty. Thank you, Belinda. I would have an awesome cult. What do you guys do? We basically believe in the eternal cat cafe theory. Well, what the hell does that mean? We have cats running all over the place. And good flour, good tea. What do you guys do? Not a hell of a lot. That's a water tower? Wow. Look at this, guys. Oh my God. Double tap the screen to like the stream. Give me a break. Sub up. This is awesome. The hell's this? Oh, is that where you hung something up there to take a shower? Dude, that's crazy. Shouldn't they have made this a little higher though? Because I mean, your junk's still like, what? Everyone can see everything. I guess you're the only person here, so you take a shower. What? I don't know. Where the hell is Adam to explain this? Man, this is a trip. Someone actually lived here, rocked this whole thing. And do you know how nobody was here in 1940 and 1906? Are you kidding me? I think there was like 8 people that lived here. I mean, in the city. A GI stopover. What house is that? There was a swimming pool over here. Dude, what? Oh, wow. The fresh water came in the pool? What? Get out of here. Ranch guests enjoying the pool under the shade of willow trees? This is what I'm talking about, fam. Cheryl and I got to get busy with this. Get the hell out of the pool, you dudes. Oh, wow. This whole thing was a pool. No way. Dude, that's a mammoth ass pool. They make them big out here. Dude. That's like 3 Olympic sized pools. Wow. Generator building. Okay. Oh, wow. Dude, that's how they got the power. Okay. This whole thing right here we're walking into right here, fam, this this was the pool. That is so badass. Sweet. My, oh, it smells so good. What the hell? I don't know what I'm smelling. Hi, Zelda. I don't know. I mean, I guess when you had money back then, you get stuff done. I mean, who the hell did you call back then? Hello, pool dude? The nearest pool guy had to be in Salt Lake. Oh, I bet they lived in this house here. Or is that the pool house? What is this bridge all about? Oh, because the water came through into the... I get it. Man, this would have been a fun hang. Back in the day. You know? I could see Rennie and Northern Girl cooking up some amazing stuff. Where Cheryl and I and Kanani and Marcy will be at the pool. Marsha Smith will be at the pool. Oh, this is bitchin'. Historical bridge. Good job, dude. Yeah, that ain't gonna break anytime soon. Wow. What a killer place. So the irrigation of the property was important to the farming, but also creating an oasis. He created an artificial fish pond spanned by a suspension bridge for the enjoyment of the ranch's guests. Oh, look. This is the guest house. Holy crap. Okay. We would just Airbnb this whole place. Now it's 4 joints. 4 different. So it's, or maybe it always was. Okay. Then you got your horses over there. More horses, cows, whatever. Man, what a chill place. We got to get some hammock action out here. It is absolutely stupid gorgeous. This dude had some money. But again, who do you even get to build all your crap like in 1906? And where do you go? To Home Depot? Like, where do you get your stuff? What is this Flintstones deal here? What a weird house. I don't know if that's up to Yesco requirements there. It doesn't seem like there's going to be much in the way of insulation. We need some Pink Panther action. I would imagine it's sort of nice in the summer, though, because it'd probably stay cool. But in the winter, I would imagine you'd absolutely freeze. But it's sort of cool to have a house made out of rocks, though, I guess. I mean, I don't think there's too much you got to do in your lifetime. Oh my God, Anna, thank you so much. Yeah, I scored. He hired Pat Broker's grandpa to buy a bunch of horses and peacocks. Oh, lumber mill. But I mean, in 1906, is there such a thing as a lumber mill, like in the desert? Like, I don't know. That's the kind of stuff that always makes me like. I want someone to do a documentary on that stuff. Like, okay, you want to build all this crap. Who? You got to write a letter. Does the postman even come out here? He's probably like, screw that, dude. I ain't going all the way there for one letter. Where do you have a bunch? Where do you have a bunch of letters? I mean, in 1906, they weren't getting anywhere except by horse. So I guess people would be like, okay, we got you. We'll have wood there next month or something. I don't know. When was pizza created? Because I would have hate to be somewhere where you can't get pizza. That would suck. You need one of those huge copper wood burning pizza ovens like they got at Italy. Cheryl and I need one of those if we're going to live out here. Just telling you guys. These goose, I guess they were flying by and then they were like, this place is pretty chill. And they're like, yeah, we're not leaving. Hi, Goosey Goose. Hi, Goosters. So they all come in here to get something to drink. Trippy. See? This is the watering hole. Hi, guys. Hi, boo-boos. Hi, honk honk. Honk if it's a cult. Honk if it's a cult. Do the flamingo. Will you do the flamingo? No? They're cute. Cuties. Oh, open up your deal. Will you please? Looking good. They only do the goose step. What the? What the hell? Pretty. I know that shade of blue is amazing. That is sweet. I wonder if they know they look good. They're like, dude, I am so awesome. What do they have to worry about? Like in the wild, who messes up peacocks? Like, do coyotes come get them, or what do they got to stress about? Tampa brand. Oh, cool. Do the whole tail deal, dude. Show off. Called him Bubba. Bubba. Wow. That's crazy, Sharona. Ooh. That goose wasn't having it. Oh, there's lots of things that come after him. Okay. I don't know if they can, can they put up a fight, or are they just done? Why does that guy have no tail? What happened to him? Oh, dude, or are you just young or something? What is that? Or is that a female or something? What? Huh. Wow, that green is bitching. Hi, guys. They're coming right to me. Hi, guys. Hi. Hi, Bubba. Get yourself a tail. What's wrong with you guys? Honk if it's that cult. That's so fantastic. Ranch life. Wake up, get that coffee going, clean and clear the bowl, get your chores started. A couple hours later, get some healthy breakfast. I like it. This is just gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Wow, this is so pretty, fam. Unreal. Air couldn't be any cleaner. What a cool park. Kick ass. And many, many, many thanks to those who supported me on this stream. Thank you so much. Please double tap that screen to like the stream, sub up, share with your friends. Doggies. Doggaroo. It is so gorgeous. I could take a nap out here right now. Spliffy Spliffington. Nap. And then some sandwich would be good. What a gorgeous place. Well, thanks for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. And yeah, I think bottom line is LRH had an enormous amount of help. And I call BS on everything because everything he ever said was stupid and didn't work. But one thing does. So it's what I've thought for 35 years. Happy to share it with you guys. I appreciate you guys being there for me and with me. Really do. And I hope you know how special you are to me. So have a wonderful rest of your day. I hope it is absolutely blessed. And I will see you guys soon. Until next time.